Are you happy? It's complete.
Hey guys, my name is Chris. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Side Flick here. We've got a lot of packed interesting news to talk about to distract you from the horrors of the world. Things in here that'll remind you that your life ain't so bad, because other people, they in trouble. We are going to be discussing this whole controversy concerning Ezra Miller's The Flash that could possibly get him recasted, Jordan Peele's next horror movie and the big star he's aiming to get, some new leaks on Godzilla vs. Kong that'll get you excited about the monsters involved. That and so much more, guys, so be sure you're leaving your opinion down below on all these topics we discuss. And don't be forgetting to hit that like button if you're enjoying these style of videos. When you guys don't hit that like button, my face be looking like this. Alright, let's start off with some cheery news that gets me excited, and that's some horror movie talk. Jordan Peele right now is considered one of the top horror directors just because of his work in his two most recent films. Movies like Get Out winning him an Oscar right out the gate. The movie Us also being very entertaining and an original film idea. And let's not forget, he's also producing this year's Candyman reboot, hiring Nia DaCosta as director. Really excited and hope that doesn't get delayed again. Well, now thanks to Full Circle, we have an idea of Jordan Peele's next horror movie. It looks like the next movie Jordan Peele is going to be working on is a Universal horror monster movie. The Invisible Man just keeps crushing it, even though it's not in theaters anymore because, well, all of them are closed. But the success from The Invisible Man has just spun so many Universal monster movies to be in the works. Let's not forget, we have James Wan producing a modern Frankenstein horror movie. We just got announced of a modern day Dracula movie also being in the works. Now we have Jordan Peele working on a Universal horror monster movie. And if that didn't excite you enough, the man is trying to get Will Smith as his lead actor for this movie. I will forever be a Will Smith fan. I enjoyed him on the days of Nick at Night where I got to watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Still holding out hope that we'll get a Hancock 2 sequel somehow. But Will Smith has had this resurgence that is working out nicely for him, with Bad Boys 3 actually being good. And Will Smith in the horror genre is something I really haven't seen done before by him, at least not to my knowledge. The closest thing I can think of is I Am Legend, and when the man gets serious in a thriller setting, the dude shines. The only thing that sucks right now is that we don't know which horror monster Jordan Peele is going after. By process of elimination, we can maybe narrow it down to what it'll be, because like I said, we already know Frankenstein's getting in the works. We know Dracula. We just had The Invisible Man. That leaves us with Jekyll and Hyde, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Wolfman, The Mummy. You could even go a little bit obscure and go Phantom of the Opera style. It's really showing that Universal is taking this horror monster universe to the next level, even if they're not all going to be connected. I don't mind that at all. I'm not trying to look for the Avengers of the monster universe. How do you guys feel about this being Jordan Peele's next horror movie? Which creature would you like to see him take? And who do you think Will Smith could play? Van Helsing? Alright, now jumping into a little bit of controversy that I really wasn't going to talk about on the channel, but since it might actually have a direct effect on a movie, it's worth mentioning. If you're not aware, Ezra Miller, who plays the Flash in Justice League and is set to get his own movie come out in 2022, that is going to be directed by Andy Muschietti, the guy who gave us the Pennywise movies. Just the other day online, a video of Ezra Miller choking a female fan and bringing her to the ground surfaced online, and in the wake of cancel culture, people are asking Warner Brothers to recast the role and get rid of the actor. Now, like I said, this is a lot of out-of-world TMZ style drama that I don't like to bring on the channel, but it's no mistake that we've seen it done countless of times, that when an actor in real life messes up, they can suffer consequences and lose out on projects on the big screen. We had that happen with James Gunn temporarily. Kevin Hart got left out of the Oscars, and now the possibility of Ezra Miller being recasted as the Flash. Now, putting aside your belief on the context of the video, because there are some conflicting stories about whether it was an inside joke that the woman was in on, or that Ezra Miller was intoxicated and took this little stunt too far, I'm just going to talk about whether it will happen or it won't happen. Leaning on the side if this happens, it just means to me we're basically never going to get another Justice League movie. We already have Ben Affleck kicked out as Batman. We have Robert Pattinson replacing him, which I'm completely fine and excited for that Batman movie. It's kind of the world's worst kept secret that Henry Cavill is just no longer Superman, and we're not going to see him in the red cape and blue tights. The Cyborg movie that, believe it or not, we were supposed to get last weekend originally with DC Slate never happened, so Cyborg is gone. Honestly, the only existing members of the old Justice League that are still up and running is Jason Momoa's Aquaman and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. But honestly, as horrifying as this video is to some people, I don't think Warner Brothers is gonna do a dang thing about it. One, because we've already seen how they handle controversy like this with the Mara character, played by Amber Heard. Now again, don't want to get into too much detail about it, but if you haven't heard, there's this ongoing legal battle between Amber Heard and her husband, Johnny Depp, about some domestic disputes, and there's even been leaked audio of her personally attacking Johnny Depp, and yet Warner Brothers saw that and they've done absolutely nothing on whether they're going to recast her character, remove her from Aquaman 2, and even now with this Ezra Miller situation, I just truly believe they're just going to let it pass over because the movie is technically 3 years away because we still got to get through the year 2020, then 2021, then 2022 will come. That's plenty of time for people to forget this thing ever happened and just move on. And even though I didn't mind Ezra Miller's character as the Flash, I kind of would be all up for a recast. I know there's probably people who already put in the comments section, yeah, get us Grant Gustin. Trust me, that guy's cool and all too, but it's just not gonna happen. With this drama going on with the Flash, do you think Warner Brothers will actually recast? If they do, who would you want to be the new Flash? Or do you think Warner Brothers is just gonna ignore this situation and hope it passes over in time for their movie in the future? Alright, jumping back into some horror movie news that, you know what, a lot of people are probably gonna bash on and think is completely stupid, but I'm interested in this, okay? Kevin Smith, fellow geek and director out there who is known for movies such as Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob, the horror movie Tusk, has been talking for a while about a horror movie that he wants to make that I didn't think was ever really gonna happen until most recently he revealed that it's closer than ever to actually becoming reality. Letting us know Moose Jaws is the movie I'm doing that's Jaws, but with a moose instead of a shark. It's so weird that you bring it up. We have a phone call about it with some of the folks that we made Reboot with next week. A conference call, so yeah, it may be bubbling back to life. Wouldn't that be nice? Head up to the Canadian outdoors, spread far apart from everybody, making movies one day when we're allowed to do that sort of thing again. So yeah, movement on Moose Jaws. Jaws, I think, is the one movie in film history that has been ripped off to death. Just think of how many crazy shark movies have been made ever since Jaws popped up on the big screen. And I think only a small sliver of those movies have lived up to the Jaws name. Deep Blue Sea, don't at me. But Kevin Smith's idea to a Jaws ripoff is much different than what we've seen before. One, it's not even going to include a shark. It's going to be a movie that takes place in Canada involving a killer moose. I mainly bring this up because I would just like to know from you guys, if Moose Jaws, a movie where a killer moose is going after people in Canada, actually happens by Kevin Smith, are you going to be one of the people to check it out? Bringing us to some new leaks concerning Godzilla vs. King Kong. I'm still upset how many times Godzilla vs. Kong has been delayed. This was a film we were supposed to see already. Heck, I believe we were actually supposed to see a trailer by now if marketing for all these movies didn't stop thanks to the Rona. Nonetheless, because this movie has been delayed so many times, leaks concerning merchandise has just caught up to the movie to where by this point it was supposed to be released, it's supposed to be going out to the public. So now we have toy leaks revealing of some new monsters that are going to be included in Godzilla vs. Kong. We've already pretty much got glam looks of what Godzilla is going to be looking like in this movie with his blue glow up. That's no big secret. Also along with Kong having his giant stick there that for a second I thought that was a spike from Godzilla's back put onto a bat. Just how badass is that of Kong, by the way? I am Team Kong. Hairy cheeks all the way, y'all. But one of the newer titans that we weren't aware was going to be showing up in this movie is one entitled Nuzuki. Now I'm not going to pretend to know all the monster creatures in the Godzilla universe, but this is definitely one interesting looking one that almost resembles a serpent with wings. We already know Godzilla vs. Kong is going to be the basic versus formula plot setup where they fight for a bit, then a bigger monster comes out, and Godzilla and Kong have to team up to defeat that thing. But it's nice to know that we'll also get different smaller creatures along the way. Who knows if maybe this is one Godzilla fights at the beginning of the movie, saving a town like he does. Not to mention we also get a creature that we've already seen in King Kong Solo movie. But that also brings the question, now we're at a point where tons of movies, big blockbusters, are very much delayed until next year. And some of these movies were relying on merchandise to sell to the public that might have given away or spoiled some things. We just had it let out that the list of Funko Pops coming out for Marvel's Eternals accidentally spoiled one of the big villains. And that also got me thinking probably stuff from Ghostbusters is going to be spoiled because of this, because you know Ghostbusters likes to merchandise things as much as they can. So I throw it off to you guys, not just concerning these Godzilla vs. Kong leaks. What delayed in movies do you think will be spoiled by all the merchandise catching up to the film's release date? But that is just some movie news happening in the world right now, guys. Really interested to hear your thoughts on everything we talked about. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content on this channel. Leave a like, but as always, my name is Chris. Take care.